I'm sorry. I treated you wrongly without knowing who you are with.
The man from the car stood frozen for a moment after seeing Amaka lying helpless on the road. Amaka, he called out softly. Something about her face felt familiar. Too familiar. Without wasting a second, he rushed to her, carefully lifted her into his car, and drove straight to the nearest hospital. And fate, silent, patient, and strange, brought them to the very same hospital where her mother was already admitted. When Amaka finally regained consciousness, she slowly opened her eyes, only to see the face beside her bed. She blinked once, then twice. Then she froze. "Uncle." Her voice trembled. The man lowered his head, tears already gathering in his eyes. "Yes. It's me." Amaka broke down instantly. She grabbed him tightly, crying as if years of pain were suddenly released at once. This was her lost uncle, her mother's brother, someone she believed was gone forever. But life had written a different script. He wasn't rich. He wasn't powerful. He was just a driver. But at that moment, he became everything. Between tears and broken words, he explained everything. He and Amaka's mother had lost contact years ago after family conflicts and relocation. Life had not been kind, and searching became impossible. But destiny had finally pulled them back together. Without wasting time, they rushed to Amaka's mother's ward. Her condition was still weak, but stable. With her uncle's help, part of the hospital bills were paid, and treatment continued properly. 2 days later, after injections, medication, and care, Amaka's mother finally regained full strength. For the first time in a long while, there was peace. They were discharged and returned home together. Amaka did not go to school for an entire week. No calls. No updates. Just silence. But something bigger was still unfolding behind the scenes. One evening, after things had calmed down, the uncle finally spoke again. "I found someone. Your father's brother." Amaka and her mother looked up instantly. "The man I work for," he continued. The room went silent. Then he said the name. And everything changed. It was the same man who owned the prestigious school Amaka attended. The same man behind the excursion. The same man she had unknowingly been close to all along. Her mother's eyes widened in shock. "He never looked for us," she whispered painfully. "Not once." Her uncle shook his head quietly. "He didn't even know what happened after your husband passed." Amaka stood still, trying to process everything. The man who had unknowingly shaped her recent life was her father's brother. A meeting was arranged immediately. When Amaka and her mother arrived at the mansion, they were overwhelmed. The gates alone looked like a different world. They were escorted into the compound first, waiting while the uncle went inside to call him. Inside the mansion, Mr. Olamide sat in his luxury living room, scrolling through documents on his phone. "Sir, there are 2 visitors asking for you. A woman and her daughter. It's urgent." He paused. "A woman and her daughter?" "Yes, sir. They said it's important. They mentioned your late brother." The glass in his hand almost slipped. "What?" He stood up immediately and rushed outside without hesitation. And there they were, his brother's widow and his niece. Time stopped. For a moment, no one spoke. Then suddenly, he collapsed slightly to his knees, tears flowing uncontrollably. "I'm sorry," he whispered. "I should have found you. I should have done better." He hugged them tightly, years of regret pouring out of him. That day, pain met healing. Inside the mansion dining hall, they shared a meal together for the first time. But then Angela walked in from school and stopped immediately. Her eyes widened. Amaka was sitting at her father's dining table. "Dad," she whispered. Mr. Olamide calmly stood up. "This is Amaka," he said gently. "Your cousin." The word hit Angela like a shockwave. "Cousin?" "Yes. She is your uncle's daughter." Angela couldn't believe it. The girl she once looked down on was now family. And even more shocking, "From today," her father continued, "Amaka and her mother will be staying with us." Angela stormed out of the room in anger. Mr. Olamide followed her quietly and explained everything about family, mistakes, lost time, and responsibility. He told her how his late brother sacrificed everything for their success. Angela stood silently. For the first time, she didn't argue. She just listened. And slowly, her pride broke. Later that night, Angela walked to Amaka's room. "I'm sorry." Angela looked at her quietly. "I treated you badly. I judged you without knowing who you really were." Angela paused, then gently hugged her. "It's okay." That moment changed everything. From that day forward, everything changed. Angela and Amaka became close. They went shopping together, studied together, and traveled during holidays like real cousins. The tension was gone, and life finally felt peaceful. With time, Amaka's mother fully recovered and something beautiful happened. Mr. Olamide supported her in starting a boutique business. Soon, a big billboard was placed in town. Luxury collections, owned by Mrs. Njaj. Her life, once filled with struggle, had transformed completely. This story is not just about pain or wealth. It is about timing. It is about destiny. It is about how life can break you in one moment and rebuild you in the next. Sometimes, what looks like rejection is just preparation for something greater. Be patient. Hold on. Because your story can change at any moment. The end.